The storm had swallowed everything. Snow crashed against a small wooden cabin, like it was trying to tear it apart. Inside, Clara Whitmore sat close to a dying fire, holding herself together against the cold. 3 winters alone had taught her one thing: survival wasn't strength. It was endurance. She counted her supplies again, not because they had changed, but because she needed hope they might. A little flour, a little water, almost nothing left. Every day now was a calculation. How long could she last before winter took the rest? She wrapped her shawl tighter, trying to hold on to what little warmth remained. Outside, the wind howled like something alive. Inside, the silence felt heavier. This was her life now. No one coming. No one saving her. Just one more night to survive. Then suddenly a knock. Sharp. Unnatural. Clara froze. No one traveled in storms like this. Not unless they had no choice, or something worse was chasing them. Another knock came. Weaker this time. And then a sound she couldn't ignore. A child. Soft. Fading. And in that moment, the choice she didn't want to make was already made for her. She opened the door just enough to see through the storm, and what she saw stole her breath. A man, barely standing, holding a small girl in his arms like she was the only thing keeping him alive. The girl's face was pale, her body trembling, her strength nearly gone. The man looked exhausted, broken, but his grip never loosened. "Please," he said, and that single word carried more weight than anything Clara had heard in years. Clara hesitated. She didn't have enough. Not enough food. Not enough heat. Not enough anything. Letting them in could mean none of them would survive the week. But the girl opened her eyes for just a second and looked at her. That was enough. Something inside Clara cracked. "One night," she said firmly. "Then you leave." The man didn't argue. He couldn't. He stepped inside, carrying the child carefully, as Clara shut the door behind them, sealing all 3 into a fate none of them understood yet. Up close, the man didn't look like a drifter. His clothes were worn, but fine. His boots were strong, well-made. This wasn't a man who belonged in the cold. Clara moved quickly, feeding the fire, forcing warmth back into the room. She didn't think. Thinking meant doubt. Doubt meant regret, and regret could cost lives. The man laid the girl on the bed gently, checking her breathing like it was everything that mattered. That wasn't survival instinct. That was love. "Storm caught us," he said quietly. Clara didn't answer. Instead, she served the last of her food, stretching it thinner than ever before. "Eat slow," she told him. The girl obeyed, holding the bowl like it was something precious. The man watched her first, then took his own bite. "Thank you," he said. Clara didn't soften. "Don't thank me yet," she replied. "Morning comes quick out here." The fire crackled. The storm screamed outside. And inside, silence settled between strangers who didn't trust each other, but needed each other to survive. The girl fell asleep first, curled under worn blankets. Safe for now. The man sat beside her on the floor, never letting his hand drift far from her. Clara watched them closely. Something didn't feel right. The details didn't match the story. This man wasn't what he claimed to be. Hours passed. The storm didn't stop. And Clara stayed awake, rifle within reach, because survival had taught her one thing: trust is a risk you can't afford. Sometime deep into the night, Clara heard movement. Soft, careful, the kind of sound someone makes when they don't want to be noticed. Her grip tightened on the rifle as she watched the man rise slowly, making sure the girl stayed asleep. He stepped outside into the storm without hesitation. Clara followed, opening the door just enough to see. The cold cut through her instantly, but she held her ground. He wasn't wandering. He stood still, watching the horizon, his posture tense. Ready? Like he wasn't just surviving the storm. He was waiting for something. Then she saw them. Shadows in the snow. Riders. Moving through the storm like they belonged to it. Clara's heart dropped. No one rides in weather like this unless they're hunting. The man saw them too. His shoulders stiffened, but only for a moment. Then he turned, calm again, and walked back inside like nothing had happened. Their eyes met. No words were spoken, but everything changed. Clara knew now. This wasn't just a man escaping the cold. He was escaping people. Morning came, but the storm didn't stop. Clara woke to find him already working, feeding the fire, fixing the door, clearing snow. Not asking, not waiting, just doing what needed to be done. He worked like a man used to responsibility, not desperation. And the more Clara watched, the clearer it became. This man wasn't poor. He wasn't lost. He was something else entirely. Inside, Lily brought something the cabin had lost long ago. Warmth. Her quiet laughter filled the space, soft but real. And for the first time in years, Clara didn't feel alone. But peace didn't last. While gathering wood, something fell from the man's coat. Clara picked it up and froze. A gold pocket watch. Heavy, engraved, valuable. This wasn't a traveler's item. This was wealth, status, power. And suddenly, every small detail she had ignored came rushing back all at once. When he stepped inside and saw the watch in her hand, he stopped. Silence filled the room again, but this time it was heavier, more dangerous. "You want to explain this?" Clara asked calmly. He exhaled slowly. "It's complicated," he said. But Clara didn't move. "Then make it simple." Before he could answer, another knock. Not desperate this time. Controlled. Confident. The kind of knock that doesn't ask permission. His voice dropped instantly. "Don't open it." But Clara looked at Lily, frozen in fear. And she made her choice. She opened the door slightly. 3 men on horseback. Well-dressed. Calm. Dangerous. "You seen a man with a girl?" one asked. Clara didn't hesitate. "No one survives out here in this storm," she said evenly. The man studied her, then nodded, but his eyes didn't trust her. They left, slowly disappearing into the storm. But the danger didn't leave with them. It stayed, inside the cabin. When she turned back, the man spoke the truth. "My name is Elijah Carter, and they're hunting me for everything I own." No more lies. No more distance. That night, the storm ended, but the fight began. Gunfire shattered the silence as the riders returned. And for the first time, Clara didn't stand alone. Together, they fought. Together, they survived. And by morning, everything had changed.